Hello everyone, welcome to the third channel. Welcome to a brand new series called TV Rambles. Let's sit on the chair that we might be spinning. We shouldn't spin now. See me looking down because I'm looking at my iPad to get me my notes for this video. You can barely see me. Let me just go a bit higher. There you go, you can now see me properly. Now, if I move, it's because I'm on a spinny chair from my kitchen. Now, Jamie Does TV is a fantastic YouTuber. Go and subscribe to her. She did a series, brand new series called TV Talks. I thought that's a brilliant idea. I love it. I want you to do more of that, please. So I thought I want to do my own version called TV Ramble. But mine's going to be a lot different because we've got a new section called Off Topic. So, let's get into it. Now, the first piece of news is BBC Three. And I'm going to sing that song. BBC Three is now on TV. BBC Three is now on TV. BBC Three is now on... My call, it is on. BBC Three is now on TV. Do-do-do-do. Bow. So, BBC Three launched 1st February this week. Was it a good launch party? No. And that's just my personal opinion, as my preference. Now, I am in that age bracket for the channel, what the channel was aimed for. But I don't listen to modern music. I can't stand modern music. I hate it. The only music I like is from 1914 to early 2000s. Eurovision is different. I love all Eurovision songs. That's a different ballpark, which I'll be making videos on shortly. And they did it where it's simultaneously across Radio 1 and BBC 3. I saw the beginning of it and I just thought, that's not my cup of tea, and then I left. And then I came back to watch Lazy Susan, that was a okay sketch show. James Acaster was in it, Lou Sanders, and Kyle from Ghosts. I think I'm pronouncing his name wrong. More likely have butchered his name, but he was on What I Lied to You this week, which was hilarious because Pam Ayres was on that. I really want to interview Pam Ayres, but she was hilarious on that. And it just didn't grab. And then a lot of content, apart from This Country and Young Offenders, there's not a lot on there that I'm quite looking forward to, apart from something that we'll get onto it a little bit later. Now, with BBC Three being on TV now, it meant that they might bring back Doctor Who Confidential. They might they might do new sitcoms and all this for BBC Three, because I know that semi-finals 1 and 2 of Eurovision will be on BBC Three this year instead of BBC 4, which I personally quite like the idea of, because it means that I get to watch BBC Three. But I do think the content that they're bringing out on that channel isn't for me. It could be for other people, but it's not for me as of this moment. So I'll watch BBC Three to watch number 3 on our list, but I'll get to that soon. Ghosts is BBC Ghosts, fantastic show, which if you've got a link to this playlist, Ghosts, you've probably seen this in there, and it's probably in the title because I'm modelling my title off hers. Let's do our pose for the video. Or let's do another pose in TV Rambling, which TV Rambling should be this. It should be this. There we go. Thumbnail options. Now, Ghosts is a fantastic programme. I love it. And I have a special project coming out on this channel about the 60s. So look forward to that. I just have to get a few last bits and bobs before I can actually make that happen. Ghosts has been filming for the past few weeks, Series 4. I think they've been renewed for a 5th series as well, but I'm not too sure on that fact. But they're currently filming Series 4. Ben Wilmont Bond is currently promoting a lot of it on his social media. We're doing images of people that are photoshopping into others, like the captain behind a massive pillar. Also, a lot of people like cut out the pillar and just got this half of captain and made him like join together. I'm also looking at how long we've been going because I want this to 10 minutes or something. It's really like a really looking forward to it, and I really like it. Now, number 3 is what we were mentioning. BBC 3, Starstruck is Rose Matafeo's, who is a New Zealand comedian. Rose Matafeo's sitcom, rom-com sitcom. So it's like a rom-com and a sitcom in one. It started on BBC 3 in 2021 when it was online, and it critical acclaimed, fantastic. It should have won a BAFTA. And then Series 2 is now airing on the 7th of February, which is next Monday, as of filming this, at 9 PM, I think. And then the rest of it will be on the iPod. I think that I'll watch it on BBC 3, the first episode, but then watch the rest of it on the iPod because it's so amazing. I won't be able to wait for it. I'm like, not going to wait every week to watch it. I'm just going to watch it all at once. It looks very promising and it moves the story forward. And number 5 on 4 in our list of things we main points need to talk about is that Ghosts CBS Ghosts has been renewed for a second series. Now you're probably watching this video from the remakes folder because I've mentioned in the remake and I'm mentioning updates, bits and bobs for that series whilst I'm at it. So, CBS Ghosts has been renewed for a second series. The UK cast have posted about how excited they are. Mark Hamill, who was in Star Wars, I believe. I hate Star Wars, so I wouldn't know that answer. He loves the CBS version and the UK version. I think the guy that plays young Sheldon has only seen the US version, because he likes that. And you want to know my thoughts? Well, the beginning of remakes, the series that you've seen this video in, I mentioned the US version and never said any more. I wanted to react to the trailer, but then I didn't. I still want to react to the This Country US trailer. But I've seen... So I'm currently working on a video where I talk about the first 13 episodes, but by the time I get to finish watching the show, I'll probably say I've got a whole note on my iPad called Ghosts US Video Thoughts. My thoughts on the first 2 episodes, which is the first thing that I'll be chatting about. And then I've got the name of the ghost, name of the characters, and then I've got the whole thought process of what made me move on to talking, on to write about my thoughts and the others. And then I decided to give more than what I had already give a go. So I don't want to give any of my opinion away just yet, because that's a whole big video. But is that a good thing? From the episode I've seen, I thought it's the reception, the fan base, the reception of all the fans have been enjoying it. So I don't want to take their enjoyment away from it. But my opinion, which is a whole other video, is coming soon. And trust me, my opinion conflict. It's like, I have 2 different opinions on the series. Like, it's like, I don't know how to word it without spoiling the video, because I'm writing a script for it, which I never do. But I'm writing my ideas as I'm watching the show. So not through my British Comedy Guy notebook, because I'm going to use that for other stuff. Because I started on my iPad way before I got that notebook, so I'm going to use that notebook for other comedy ideas and other comedy bits and bobs. So that notebook is going to get used. But I started writing that when the first 2 episodes came out, and my thoughts were blatantly obvious, and it like turned me away from watching. And then Jamie Does TV mentioned she's doing a full review of it when the full series out, and then that made me want to watch more of it. So I'm giving it a even chance. So watching every episode as it goes through to see if, oh, that's a copy of that, that's an original episode, that's good because of that, that's the only good character there, and there, and there, and blah, 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 boom! And it all adds up to like, boom! And I write it down to make it as detailed as possible, so I know that I like this bit, but I definitely don't like this bit, and this is where the idea of this bit came from. So it is complicated, but stay tuned for that. That'll be a brand new episode of the remakes. I'm also excited to watch the US version of This Country because I heard the This Country podcast and they made an episode dedicated to the US version with the writer, and Daisy May Cooper and Charlie May Cooper were involved in it heavily, not as in like they wrote any of it, they're just involved in like, you can do that, don't do that, I like that idea, yep, no, yep, no, yep, and they even might appear in the series, which is interesting because it's like linking the two between. So I'm curious to see how that goes. I want to see a trailer for Miranda, the German remake of Miranda. I want to see a trailer of that. I need that to come out soon because I want to react to that for definite, because Call Me Cat was awful. I still need to make a video on Call Me Cat. What else? The Korean, I think, North Korean version of Uncle. There needs to be a trailer for that. I need to see that. I can't make my mind up and make a full video on that without that information from the trailer. And I think that's everything. Oh yeah, and the UK remake of Call My Agent, which is a French sitcom. But we'll get on to Call My Agent a little bit later on. Now, going to number 5. Number 5 was Only Fools and Horses, named Britain's favourite BBC show by one show audience. Yes, critics commemorate, like, got a whole list together of 100 shows, or like thousands of shows, most of them down to a small top 10 type thing, like the audience shows. I accidentally didn't choose all my 3 votes for Doctor Who, which I should have. It's my own fault, really. This video has been going for 12 minutes, wow, my own fault. But Only Fools and Horses came first, Doctor Who came second, which is very intriguing. We've got to make this more snappier now because we don't want it to go on for half an hour. So that's that, and that's good because Only Fools and Horses is good. I just feel like Gold replay it too many times. They'll make a whole video on that. I just feel like they need to like just like stop airing it for a long time and then re-air it again. At number 6, I've not heard much about this, I've not got too much information, and I don't agree with it, is Metal Mickey's coming back. Metal Mickey was a 80s cartoon. Now, of any show they could bring back, why Metal Mickey? It was originally scrapped for a reboot, but then it never happened, and now they've unscrapped it. I'm going to find out more information and make a whole video on that in the reboot series. The future of BBC 4 is my next point. It's just going to be archived content from what the BBC said in a press statement, and international content like Hidden Assets, The Bridge, The Killer, and others. I do want to make a whole video on this, but I feel like when they say the classics, it's going to be like, oh, they need a whole children's area where they show all the children's show like they've done once before, and not just re-air like Dinner Ladies, Keeping Up Appearances, or Fools and Horses. Not re-air those because they're on Gold, Drama, and W a lot of the time. And finally, for the news, the new lineup of Celebrity Great British Bake Off, which is the Channel 4 show for Stand Up to Cancer. I think that the lineup's good. So, Mulan Ridwan, who is a comedian, Taskmaster UK, Ed Gamble, podcaster, comedian, Taskmaster UK podcast host, and regular comedian, and Alex Horne. That's the one that's most intriguing because Alex Horne hasn't really done a lot outside of Taskmaster, as in by himself. So outside of Taskmaster he does his other stuff like the Horn Section and all that, but on TV he was on Last Leg a lot with the Horn Section. He's been on 8 out of 10 Cats, does Countdown with the Horn Section. He did do When I Lied to You by himself, and I'm intrigued to see how he does on Bake Off because James Acaster is on Celebrity Mastermind tonight. And that's it for the news. The news! The news! The news! The news! The news! The news! Now we go into TV recommendations. This is where I recommend TV shows that I've seen or in the middle of watching, and I want you lot to check them out at home, and I want to review on this channel. We've got 8 to talk about, and let's get on with it. And number 1 is the Haunted Section television programme. Now, the Haunted Section television programme was phenomenal. It was a series, it was a one-off special, so it's a special version of their radio show for Dive, and it's got Sue Perkins in it, Sarah Pascal, and another woman that I can't think of her name. It's funny, it's interesting, and it's Alex Horne at his finest. I can't recommend it enough. At number 2 is The Tourist. Now, I don't want to give too much away. It's a dramatic series. Oh, dramatic series! It's a drama about a man that gets in a car accident in Australia and loses his memory to remember who he is, where he came from, what any of it means, or nothing. He remembers kaplunk. Now, there's 6 episodes, and the second series being thought about. They don't know whether the second series can happen or will happen, so I'll be intrigued for that. That's on the BBC iPlayer if you want to watch that. Highly recommend it. I think it's on ABC in Australia, I'm not too sure. Don't quote me on that. Don't quote me on that at all. I don't think that's correct. And number 3 is Call My Agent. It's a French sitcom that's on Netflix worldwide, other than France, because it's on your main distributor. It's got subtitles, not dubbed. I don't like the dub thing. It's got subtitles, you can make them massive, you can make them yellow, because at certain points, I recommend you make your subtitles yellow if you're watching Call Me Agent, because at some point, there's a bit where the light's so bright behind, you miss some of the words. Making it yellow makes it stand out more than having a drop shadow as well. It's funny, it's interesting, and it's very understandable. Even me, who's not very good at reading, can understand this. And number 4 is Dead Set. Now, my colleague Tutor recommended us to watch this. It's a British series, so it's on Netflix. It's about what happens if Big Brother was broadcasting during a zombie apocalypse. So, Big Brother is broadcasting, and then a zombie apocalypse happens around them. They don't know it happened, they work out it does happen, and blah. Charlie Brooker, who is the creator of Black Mirror, made it, and there's possibility of, like, 10 years later, being a second series that came out, like, 2008 or something. At number 5 is Afterlife Series 3. Don't want to get too much into details because it could go into spoiler corner, but Afterlife, I saw it the day it came out, all 6 episodes. I think, because people are always like, was the ending rubbish? That's all I want to know, because I'm going to watch, if I watch it, I want a good ending for a TV show. Don't tell me what happens. No, little Timmy over there, I won't tell you what happens. But it was, so if you've not seen Afterlife, the premise is that Ricky Gervais' character has lost his wife to cancer, and that's it. That's the whole premise, right? 3 series, the ending is perfect. Now, if you've not seen it, you can watch it from start to finish and be satisfied with that ending. You can not be like, oh, bring it back for one more episode so we can have a good ending. Like a lot of shows have bad endings, but this one has a good ending. Well done, Ricky Gervais. You're on my list for me to interview, so stay tuned for that request, Mr. Ricky Gervais. Right, we'll be going for 18 minutes. So, finally, the final 3 in the recommendation is Elves, Danish series. Is dubbed, wouldn't recommend it. Listen to it with subtitles. It's set in Christmas time, and it's like an ET type situation. And number 7 is The Tuckers. It's a sitcom set in Wales. It's got the dad from Sadie J, from Stella. It's funny. It's amazing. And number 8 is Infinity Train, which recently came to the UK with 4 series. It's finished airing on HBO Max in America, but all episodes are available on Sky Kids in the UK. Now, my final final bit in TV Rambling. TV Ramble episode 1. That's got a title that's similar to Jamie Does TV's, but it's a little bit different because it's spoke about different things and they made it look a little bit different. Okay, get on with it then, Tom. Sorry, I will get on with it. It is off topic. Now, documentaries. Do you class them as films or TV shows? Well, if it's a series of documentaries, yes, it's a TV show. But if it's one long documentary, is that a film or is that a TV show? Make your mind up now. Right, I'll give you a few seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Right, you made a decision. Now, Street Gang is a Sesame Street documentary about how Sesame Street happened. They don't get into the modern Sesame Street, but it's the original Sesame Street from when Jim Henson was doing it and Frank Oz was there. It's only a few times where I watch something and don't know what to do next, like stunned, lost for words. It's an emotional ending. It's available on Amazon Prime, Apple TV. So Amazon Prime, you have to pay for it if you've got the subscription. So like you have to pay for it. So it's not Prime, so it's not free with the streaming service. You have to pay for it separately. It's on YouTube. It's on all sorts. It's everywhere. Where you do have to pay money for it. So it's not free, which is a little bit annoying. But hopefully it comes to Netflix so everyone can watch it. And it's just about how Sesame Street began. It's amazing. It's heartfelt. And it's well worth a watch. I loved it. I hope you'll love it too. Leave your comments down below what you want me to talk about in the next episode of TV Ramble. And thank you guys for watching. Now, I'm going to hop off the chair and leave you now. I do recommend watching Street Gang Sesame Street. Fantastic documentary. And everything I recommended you to watch. Please, let me just pull my app and try. Please go and watch it. I highly recommend. And thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for watching. Tom out. Bye. Let me put my chair down. Bye. You can go now.